Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a super vivid, emotionally charged vignette from the Mahabharata. It's this incredible story that perfectly contrasts the absolute, awe-inspiring heights of divine power with the crushing, heavy depths of human grief. It's a really striking look at how an external paradise means absolutely nothing when you're missing a huge piece of your heart. So to kick things off, I want you to ask yourself a question. Have you ever missed a loved one so intensely that even the most beautiful setting in the world suddenly felt, well, agonizing? Like, no matter how incredible your surroundings were, you just felt trapped by their absence? This is the exact universal feeling that our heroes, the high-souled Pandava brothers, are dealing with right now. They're stationed in what is, by all accounts, a literal paradise, yet they are absolutely miserable. Now, you know how ancient texts are just incredibly rich and love using alternate names to highlight different aspects of a character, right? Well, just a quick heads up for this passage. Whenever we hear the name Jishnu, the hero described as having the tread of a mad elephant, or Kiriti, the text is referring to the great warrior Arjuna. Oh, and Vasava? That refers to the celestial king Indra. Keeping these specific titles in mind is really going to help ground the immense journey we're about to break down. Okay, so where exactly are Arjuna's brothers waiting? They are dwelling on the absolute best of mountains, Gandhamadana. Picture this. It's a breathtaking, magical, sporting region. We're talking about slopes and summits absolutely covered in blossoming trees, and lakes just brimming with lotuses. The air is alive with the beautiful cries of peacocks, cranes, swans, and karandavas. The mountain is so rich, so overflowing with gems and graceful flowers that it could easily captivate the great King Kuvera himself. You know, the dispenser of wealth. It's a place gladly visited by multitudes of Gandharvas and Maharshis. It is, quite simply, perfect. And honestly, it gets even more wondrous. The text actually tells us that, owing to the mountain's native splendor and the sheer brilliance of the annual plants, there was literally no difference there between night and day. Think about that. A perpetual, magical light illuminated the whole environment. Staying on this mountain, the heroes beheld the rising and setting of a sun of unrivaled energy, a sun that cherishes all the mobile and immobile things of the world. It's an environment radiating pure divine energy in literally every direction. But here's where we get that stark, jarring contrast. Surrounded by this endless physical paradise of light, blooming trees, and celestial visitors, the Pandavas are trapped in an agonizing internal reality. From the exact moment Arjuna departed, joy had just completely taken leave of them. I mean, how could they possibly experience happiness, even in a literal paradise, when they are so entirely absorbed in contemplating their absent brother? They're overwhelmed with grief, to the point where they can only cope by throwing themselves into the strict practice of yoga. And this immense, heavy grief, it completely warped their perception of time. Every passing moment just dragged. In expectation of the arrival of that mighty charioteer firm in truth, the brothers spent their incredibly slow days constantly reciting the Vedas, practicing their daily rituals, discharging religious duties, exercising secret vows, and abiding by the truth. Basically, they were desperately trying to keep their minds occupied, just longing to experience delight by joining their brother who is currently away, becoming accomplished in arms. The psychological toll here was so heavy that every single day and night felt like a year. As they beheld those romantic woods, their minds were constantly, relentlessly on Kiriti. The text explicitly tells us that on that beautiful mountain, these descendants of Bharata barely survived passing just a single month. 1 month. They barely survived it just by constantly thinking of him, of the white steeds. So why is he gone in the first place? Well, this whole separation started back in the Kamyaka forest. After Yudhishthira issued a direct command for him to leave, the high-souled Jishnu matted his hair with Domya's permission and departed on a vital mission to Vasava's abode. His purpose? To learn arms. He left to become the ultimate weapon for his family. Now, remember how I said the brothers barely survived a single month of waiting? How every single day felt like an entire year? Well, prepare yourselves, because here is the staggering reality of Arjuna's actual absence. Arjuna had been dwelling in the abode of him of 1,000 eyes for 5 years. 5 long years. While his brothers were trapped in the psychological agony of their gorgeous mountain prison, Arjuna was far, far away, embedded deep in the celestial realms. But hey, he wasn't just sitting idle for 5 years. Oh no. What was he doing that could possibly justify this massive, agonizing separation? He was acquiring the ultimate arsenal. Arjuna was systematically gathering the most devastating, awe-inspiring celestial weapons the universe had ever known. He was literally being armed by the gods themselves. Just listen to this list. Arjuna obtained celestial weapons from Agni, the god of fire, from Varuna, the lord of the waters, from Soma, from Vayu, the wind god, from the preserver Vishnu, from Indra himself, from Pashupati, and from the creator Brahma. I mean, it is an absolute cascade of divine firepower. And the arsenal just keeps growing. He gets weapons from Paramithi, Prajapati, Yama, the lord of death, Vata, Savita, Twashta, and even Vaisravana. The overwhelming massive scale of the power Arjuna has accumulated in these 5 years is almost impossible to wrap your head around. He has literally channeled the destructive and protective forces of the entire celestial pantheon. And finally, after 5 years of intense celestial training and non-stop weapon gathering, the mission is complete. Having obtained all these magnificent weapons, Arjuna bowed down to and went round him of 100 sacrifices, Indra. He takes his permission, and with this unparalleled arsenal secured, Arjuna cheerfully comes back to the Gandhamadana mountain to reunite with his joyful brothers. The agonizing wait is finally, triumphantly over. So Arjuna has finally returned. The family is back together, but honestly, they are no longer the same. Arjuna is now a vessel for the supreme, concentrated power of the gods themselves. So I leave you with this. With Arjuna now wielding the ultimate celestial arsenal, how in the world will the balance of power shift in the coming battles? When the time finally comes to unleash what he spent 5 years gathering, what will remain standing? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay curious, keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time.